What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be ranking the 16 maps in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Let's just hop right into it. So first off, we have Awaroa. This map I really do enjoy. I just started playing this map for my red deer grind. It's not only good for red deer grinds, but it's also really good for fallow deer as well. It's got a decent species lineup. It's got two exclusive animals, which would be the Sika and the Chamos. I hope I say that right. Sorry guys, y'all are probably gonna roast me for the pronunciation of these things, but yeah. I also like this map just for running around and shooting animals. That's what I did when first starting off. This is a pretty open map, but yeah guys, so all that being said, I am going to move this map to A tier. Next we have Yukon Valley. I'm a fan of Yukon Valley. It's got a really beautiful map design. So you'll be playing it and it'll look like, you know, it's fall time. The colors of the leaves are changing. And then next thing you know, it's snowy out. So I really enjoyed that. It's also got a pretty decent species lineup. It's got 3 exclusives. I love going out there and hunting down wolves, finding the grizzly bears. It's cool to hunt the caribou as well. This is honestly one of my favorite maps. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and move Yukon Valley to the S tier. Alright, next, don't roast me too bad, but we are going to be ranking Cuatro Colinas. Sorry guys if I butchered that, but got a ton of exclusives. I think it's got 7 exclusive species. It's just a beautiful map. It's really fun for just running around shooting things, hunting. It's not my top pick for DLC maps, but I do enjoy playing it. And for that reason, I am going to move this map to the B tier. Alright, next up on the list, we got Parque Fernando. I think it's got a decent species lineup, but it only has 1 exclusive species, which is the cinnamon teal. I found this map to be a little harder to hunt. It's not as fun. I think it looks alright. You know, it's not the best looking map. Nothing special about it as far as that. And I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't play this map that much. So for all these reasons, I'm going to put this in the C tier. I still think it's a good map. Me personally, I just don't play it enough to actually consider it as one of the top maps. So alright, next up we have Mississippi Acres Preserve. So the species lineup for this is nothing crazy. It has 2 exclusive species, which will be the American alligator and the green-winged teal. I'm not a huge fan of this map. It's very thick and hard to hunt. A lot of trees, a lot of brush. It's really hard to get out there, and it's got a lot of waterways that really, to me, feel like block off where you can go on this map. There are boats on this map where you can travel across the rivers, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. I do have to say the best part of this map is the alligator hunting, but I feel like you can find that same experience on the Emerald Coast, and it's just a lot more fun hunting crocs on the Emerald Coast and a lot more cash efficient. So for all those reasons, I think I'm gonna just move this one to the D tier. Still, I don't think it's a terrible map. I wouldn't tell someone not to buy it, but me personally, I'm just not a huge fan of it, and it's probably one of my least favorite maps out of the 16. Next, we have Medved-Taiga. I like this map. It's got a fun species lineup. It's got 2 exclusives, which will be the musk deer and the reindeer. I do like hunting the reindeer on the huge pond here. It's got one of the biggest frozen lakes, and it is just a money grind if you really wanted to for how much reindeer and moose you can hunt around this lake. I have fun hunting this with my buddies when they play, and for that reason, I'm going to put it at the B tier. Definitely a solid map. Nothing crazy, but nothing, that puts it way down. So next up we have Emerald Coast. Now this has some of my favorite species on it. Got 8 exclusives. I think this map is absolutely gorgeous. It's got some really cool scenery. Whenever I play with my buddies, or if I have some people over at my house, this is the map I like to throw on for them, especially if they've never played before. I think this, for me, would be the map I'd recommend if someone's to buy a DLC and they're wanting to just buy a few, you know what I mean? This is the best reserve for gaining money on the coast with the crocs. I mean, I have a video of the cash grinds. It's almost like a money glitch when you go along that coast. But yeah, I just have so much fun on this map. Honestly, this might be my favorite map of all 16. So for that reason, I am going to put it on the S tier. Would definitely recommend. Next, we have Rancho Del Arroyo. I think this is a really beautiful map. I like the species. I don't hunt this map as much as the other maps, but it is really cool, and for all those reasons, I'm gonna move this thing to the B tier. Definitely, I would recommend getting this map if you're willing to buy quite a few more. This is not the first I'd recommend, but it's definitely pretty decent. Next up, we have Hirschfelden. I might have butchered that as well. Anyways, this is the first map I ever played. I played this map so much when I first got the game, before I ever started recording. I think it's a beautiful map. It's definitely a very challenging map. The hunting on there is not easy, but I've learned so much from this map. Yeah, it's just something I enjoy. It brings me nostalgic vibes coming back to it. I also think this map gets some bonus points because it's basically free. Not really, because you have to buy the game, but you're not having to buy DLCs to get this map, so it's going to come with the game. For all those reasons, I'm going to put this map at a B tier. Nothing crazy, but I just, it's special to me, so I'm going to put it right there in the middle. New England Mountains will be our next ranking. This is also one of the first maps I ever played. My friend bought it before I actually had the game, and I would hop on and play with him. We'd just sit on the couch and, take turns going around shooting the whitetail. And I don't know, this map is just gorgeous, and this might get a little bit of controversy, but this also brings nostalgia back to me. So for all those reasons, I'm going to put this to the B tier. I do think that this map was overhyped, but at the same time, I still think it deserves a spot on the B tier. So next up, we have Revontuli Coast. I think this is a good map for hunting a lot of small game, but you can also hunt big game here. But I think this is one of the better maps for small game hunting. I think this is probably one of the best maps if you just like to run around and shoot things. This would be the map I'd recommend to buy. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun on this map, and for that reason, I am going to rank this as an A tier. Next, we have Silver Ridge Peaks. Now, this is definitely one of my top maps. This has got a lot of nice species. I think the hunting terrain is really fun. It's very open, there's a lot of mountains, and yeah, I love playing this map. Me and my wife play this map all the time. This is one of her favorite maps. She likes to hunt down the goats and the sheep, and especially the elk. And occasionally we'll get some mountain lions, and I think that's fun too. All in all, I think the map looks really good. You've got a lot of different species to choose from, and for that reason, it holds a special place for me since me and my wife play it all the time. I'm going to rank it S tier. Alright guys, next we have the Savanna, Vurhonga Savanna. So I find this map to be one of the most unique maps. I remember playing outdoor hunting games as a kid on the Wii, and I just love the African maps. I don't know, there's something about hunting down a lion that is just really fun. I do wish there was a few more species to hunt. And I know this might be controversial, but I would love if there was some like rhinos or some elephants to hunt. I think that would be really cool. But all in all, it's definitely up there for one of my favorites to hunt. But I think there can be some improvements. So for that reason, I'm going to rank this A tier. Next, we have Layton Lake District. So this map is really fun for me. I like this map. I love that you can hunt black-tailed deer That's one of their exclusive species, and I just find it real fun to switch it up from whitetail. The species list is nothing crazy, but I do find the map enjoyable. The only thing I don't like about this, and my wife would agree with me, is it rains a lot here. I feel like, you know, it always feels like it's raining. All in all, definitely a decent map. I'm going to rate Layton Lake as a B tier. Alright, so Sundarpatan. There is a ton of exclusive species. I believe there's 10 in total on this map. My favorite, of course, probably like everyone's, is going to be the Bengal tiger, an endangered species, but I'm really glad they added that into the game. Also, this map is kind of like Yukon Valley, so there's some parts that are snowy, some parts that are just normal, but the seasons change up in here as well. All in all, I think this map is pretty hard to hunt, but there's so many species that are only on this map. I think that makes this a B tier map, and yeah, that's where we're gonna put it. And last but not least, we have Salzwiesen Park. This is definitely one of the smaller maps, and I wasn't sure how I'd like it. It's got 2 exclusive animals. I think this map is best for hunting small and medium-sized game. I'm not one for hunting small game in the past, but I'm not gonna lie, I've played this map quite a few times since this first came out, and I've really enjoyed it. The only problem I have is playing on console. The new rules and regulations of having to make the birds fly and shoot them out of the air. It does make it a little bit difficult since you're playing with a joystick instead of a keyboard and mouse. But all in all, I really did like this map. It surprised me, and yeah, I'm going to put it for A tier just because of that reason. Alright guys, well that is going to sum up my ranking for the 16 maps. Y'all let me know down in the comments if if my rankings were controversial. They probably are, but that's just how I feel. Some of these maps I have not played completely and have not completely filled them out, but I have played every single one of them, and that's just my thoughts on them. So thanks for watching, and y'all have a great day. Watch the next video if you enjoyed, and peace.